Let's now turn our attention to Afghanistan, where the first woman to represent the country at the Olympics, Friba Rezayee, has a brave and tenacious journey from athlete to activist. Recently, she has gained infamy for her criticism of the Taliban's treatment of women and her support of keeping Afghanistan out of the Paris Olympics. She has urged the International Olympic Committee, IOC, to take the stand against the mistreatment that the other women in her country endure. We have this report.
You can't hide behind one person under one flag.
Friba Rezayee, the first woman to represent Afghanistan at the Olympics, condemns the treatment of women under the Taliban's resurgence. She is now advocating for Afghanistan's exclusion from the Paris Games. As the first woman to represent Afghanistan at the Olympics in 2004, she now calls on the International Olympic Committee to ban Afghanistan due to the Taliban's appalling human rights record. Residing in Vancouver, Canada since 2011, Rezayee has founded Women's Leader of Tomorrow, a non-profit offering scholarships and educational programs for Afghan women, including athletes. Despite facing threats for her activism, she remains resolute in her mission to protect Afghan women's rights.
Given the facts and tons of evidence about the Taliban, about their human rights and brutal treatment of women and children and youth, they are very, very dangerous. If the IOC allows them to enter the Olympics at the heart of Europe in Paris in the year of 2024, it's very dangerous for the people of Europe, and it's also the IOC will set a precedent that being a terrorist group is okay. You can violate, you can stone people to death, but you can still participate at the Olympics.
The spokesperson for the Taliban administration, Zabiullah Mujahid, has declined to comment on the matter. Despite the Taliban's claims of respecting women's rights within their interpretation of Islamic law, their actions paint a starkly different picture. The group has closed girls' high schools and imposed severe restrictions on women, including travel limitations without a male guardian and bans from parks and gyms. Reflecting on her historic participation in Athens, Rezayee believed her presence would advance women's rights. However, her hopes were dashed following the Taliban's ascent to power in August 2021, which she claims undermined her efforts and those of the global community tolerant of the regime.
To me, it feels like whatever I did to support women's rights, gender equality, women's rights to sport back in 2004, it is all undone by the IOC and by the Taliban and people who tolerate the Taliban.
The IOC previously suspended Afghanistan's National Olympic Committee in 1999, leading to the country's exclusion from the 2000 Sydney Games. Reinstated after the fall of the Taliban, Afghanistan's participation in the Olympics now hangs in the balance as human rights violations persist under Taliban rule. Rezayee's plea to the IOC underscores the urgency of addressing human rights concerns on the global stage, especially within the context of major international events like the Olympics.